Oh, yes, yes, yes. You think we got a lot to talk about today? Wow. Man, where do you want to start? I guess we start with the Kings, right? Blazers tonight. We got full coverage for you. Rhino with the pregame show. Jerry Reynolds joins us at halftime. We've got the postgame show. Then the Kings are in Salt Lake City tomorrow to open up a 4-game trip. Kings need a win desperately before they hit the road. We've got the National Football League. The New York Giants prevent offense in Pittsburgh tonight to take on a very good Steelers team. You've got the World Series, Game 3, as the series shifts back to Yankee Stadium in New York. And oh, yeah, the National Football League from yesterday. All right, so here is your information. All right, give me a shout. We'll get you right on. All right, what do you want to talk about today? What do you want to talk about today? Come on. What do you want to talk about? Football, basketball, baseball. We got it all going on right here. Hope you had a good weekend, man. Hope you had a good weekend. I'm in a good mood now because the Giants game hasn't started yet. So, once they get shut out tonight or only get a field goal, my spirits will change a little bit. I won't be in a good mood after watching the New York Giants prevent offense. I'm telling you, here's one. Still pissed about Brown on Saturday. Awful. Brian Lynch talking about the Lakers game. Are the 49ers done? Excuse me? Excuse me? Did you watch the game last night, or did you miss that game? Did you watch the 49ers play against the Dallas Cowboys? Or did you think that maybe the game had not ended when it ended and they lost and they instead of won? Are they done? Like, what do you mean by that? Are they done? Christian McCaffrey, by the way, is completely on track to come back after the bye week. So, San Francisco is 4-4, along with Arizona and Seattle. Division's very well balanced, not as strong. So, are they done? No, they're not done. Again, getting Christian McCaffrey back will be huge if they can keep him on the field. No doubt about that. Now, do I think San Francisco is as good as Detroit? No, I do not. Do I think they could beat Green Bay? Probably not. Do I think they'd beat Minnesota? I know they've lost to them already this year. You know what? I got to see Sam Darnold in a big spot. So are they done? No, they're not done. They're not done at all. All right, again, what do you want to talk about today? You can give me a shout. We'll get you right on. Again, the Kings and the Blazers tonight. We've got you covered with the pregame with Rhino and Sacktown. And again, halftime, Jerry Reynolds postgame. What did you think about the Lakers game on Saturday? Rhino and I did the postgame. We talked a lot about this. I did not think it was Mike Brown's finest moment as Kings head coach. I thought he made a lot of mistakes in the game. I thought the fourth quarter coaching was dreadful. And what about Keon Ellis? How come he can't get on the floor? The guy goes from a starting player, and now all of a sudden he didn't get in the game? Very odd to me. Mike Brown keeps on talking about the rotation, the disruption with preseason. You know what? You know your players. Stop that, all right? Let's go. And the Blazers, by the way, beat New Orleans yesterday in Portland. They almost beat them on Friday, too. The Pelicans had to fight and claw to win a game. They came from behind, and they got a big shot by Brandon Ingram, and they beat Portland barely. So Portland bounced back yesterday and wins the game. So, this is not just like an automatic W tonight. First of all, the Kings don't have any automatic Ws. This is a huge game for Sacramento tonight. Utah, by the way, is playing tonight as well. They're in Dallas. So there's no advantage, disadvantage. with the back-to-back tomorrow with the Kings and the Jazz. But we got you covered as the Kings go on a 4-game road trip. All right? 4-game road trip. Was Keon just a matchup thing? We'll see tonight, I guess. Well, he didn't play that much in the opener. What did he play, 7 minutes? So I would say no. And by the way, Keon had no problem playing against the Lakers last year. Why all of a sudden would he have a problem this year? You know, the Lakers, interesting to me, they open up a long five. I think they're on a 5-game road trip. They're going to be going to a lot of the same cities that Sacramento's going to, including Toronto. But I'm looking at the schedule right now. And again, I know it's the first week of the NBA season, so I don't want to go crazy with this stuff. But the Lakers play the Suns tonight in Phoenix. You look at Utah is at Dallas. Houston is at San Antonio. Chicago at Memphis. Denver's on the road at Toronto. Those are your games involving your Western Conference teams. All right. Now, again, I understand it's 2 and 3 games. I get that. But the Lakers and Oklahoma City, the only teams in the Western Conference without a loss. Memphis 2-1, Phoenix 2-1, the Clippers are 2-1, Golden State's 2-1, and oh yeah, by the way, Steph Curry's hurt again. He's going to miss at least 2 games with a sprained ankle. So they're going to lose a couple games. Minnesota's 2-1, New Orleans is 2-1. Only 3 teams in the West still looking for their first win. Sacramento, one of them, Denver, and Utah. And again, the Jazz, here's the other deal. If the Jazz lose tonight in Dallas, and I'm going to project that they will, they're going to come home tomorrow at 0-3 with a huge game for them to stop the bleeding. So Kings better fasten their seatbelts here. They better fasten their seatbelts. You do not want to get too far behind in this conference. So I think tonight is a huge game for Sacramento. Meanwhile, in the East, Cleveland and Boston, the only undefeated teams at 3-0. All right, Monday Night Football. As I said, the Giants prevent offense in Pittsburgh, taking on the Steelers. We've got that to talk about. Something else I want to get into, because I find it fascinating. And I also think it reinforces my belief of how totally messed up our country is and how sad it is and how personally, and this is just me speaking, I have very little faith in the future of our country during my lifetime. So I did a rant that I put out on my various social media platforms about Nick Bosa and the 49ers, but really not the 49ers, and Nick Bosa wearing a Make America Great Again hat. I also put out a video previewing and highlighting what we're doing tonight with the Kings and the Blazers. Okay? The rant that I put out less than 24 hours ago on X right now has 48,800 views. Okay? 48,800 views. I put out another rant simultaneously, not really a rant, but, a Kings content video. And again, I put them out simultaneously. That video has 1.8 thousand views. So my rant about Bosa, and my rant, by the way, the premise of my rant was get a life, because I don't give a damn who you vote for. It doesn't matter to me. You vote for whoever you want. All right. I don't judge my friendships and my loved ones on who they vote for. I have a lot of friends that are voting for Trump. I have a lot of friends that are voting for Harris. Doesn't matter to me. You vote for whoever you want. So I put out that less than 24 hours ago on X. And again, now I'm at 48.9. So it's going up as I'm talking to you. By the time I'm done with this show, it'll be well over 50,000. All right. So then I went to TikTok. Believe it or not, I'm on TikTok. I know that's hard to believe. I put out 2 videos simultaneously, the exact same 2 videos. The Kings video has 274 views. My rant on Get a Freaking Life, Who Cares, right now has 14,000 hits on TikTok. All right? Just to give you an idea, and first of all, don't tell me who you're voting for, because, Zach, I'll block you. All right? That's not the purpose of this. So if I get one more stupid-ass comment about who you're voting for, I'm blocking you. All right? You're not using my platform to tell me who you're voting for, because I don't give a damn. This is not a political show. This is a sports show. All right? I'm talking about this because of the hypocrisy in this country. And that, by the way, just for the record, I'm not voting. So I don't have an agenda because I'm not voting. I have no agenda. Politics turns me off. It turns me off. So I'm very at ease talking about this because I'm not voting. I don't have a dog in the fight. And again, this is me speaking. This isn't anybody else. I don't really think it matters who our president is, because our country is so divided and it is so messed up. I don't even think it matters. That's my outlook on this particular presidential race. So I'm not even voting. So I feel even more comfortable in doing a rant like I did about somebody wearing a hat and the outrage over it. Okay? I just think it's very interesting that I put out 2 videos simultaneously, one on the Kings and one on Get a Life, and one has 50,000 views and the other one has 1,500 views. And what else is very disturbing to me? I had many comments from my rant, many comments. Some are filled with hatred and venom and disgust. Because why? Why? Like, what's that all about? Seriously. People calling me a racist, calling me this, calling me that. And then I had many positive, great rant, best one yet, blah, blah, blah. But why the hatred? Like, why the venom? I mean, like, why? Because I said, get a life if you have a problem with somebody who's supporting a political candidate. So you're telling me, hypothetically, that if Trump becomes president of the United States next week and takes office in January, that roughly 70, 80, whatever the numbers are, million people you're going to disown with disgust. You're going to spew venom all over them. And conversely, if Harris wins and your candidate loses, are you going to do the same thing there? Like, what's wrong with this country? Seriously, what the hell is wrong with this country? It's unbelievable to me, which is why I don't like talking about politics and why I do try to stay away from it, because it's just like, I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it because I have a defeatist attitude about what's going on in this country. I think there are a lot of people like myself that don't have hope, that think that this country is spiraling downward and that this particular presidential election is not going to do a damn thing. It's not going to fix anything. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think that it's so sad that in the United States of America, you choose a political candidate to back and there are people that wish evil and harm on you, don't want to be your friends anymore, don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. It's just it's awful. It's absolutely terrible. Terrible. All right, let's get back to sports. All right. Um, hey Zach, you know what? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Zach. I think you're delusional. That's what I think. All right. Again, if you want to talk about the World Series, Shohei Ohtani, by the way, is in the lineup despite the injury, sliding in the second base in game 2. I wonder if Aaron Judge is going to be able to hit the ball. I'll tell you this, Aaron Judge will never, ever be in the category of great Yankees if he continues to falter in the postseason. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Now, I think he's still got many, many years left. And of all the Yankees that I've watched fail during my decades of watching the team, watching him fail is probably the hardest because he's the perfect professional athlete. Perfect. Plays the game hard, respects the game, great with the media, great with the fans, stays out of trouble, playing in the melting pot of sports in America, and is like a poster child, right? For what you want your athletes to be. So I do feel bad for him. I would not count him out because he's a guy that can bounce back and have a big game 3. But if he continues to strike out and strike out and strike, he's not even coming close. He is going to be, the Yankee fans, they're going to, listen, Aaron Judge has a lot of love in New York, but the fans will turn on him in a minute, unfortunately. Boy, he's been bad, all right? He's been bad. Zach, delusional is probably the wrong adjective. But here's the point I'm trying to make. I don't want this type of talk on my chat, all right? Like, save it for another domain, all right? Just don't bring it here, all right? I don't give a damn who you vote for. I don't care about your political views. It doesn't matter to me. Vote for whoever you want, but I don't want you campaigning on my and talking about. I just don't. All right. But anyway, Judge, exactly right. Judge cannot even put the ball in play. Absolutely correct. 100%. Can't even put the damn ball in play. I mean, I personally don't think he should be batting third in the lineup. I think that Aaron Boone needs to move him down. And I don't care who it is. Aaron Judge, Reggie Jackson, I don't give a damn who it is. You move him down in the lineup. You can't have him batting third right now, especially with Soto getting on base so much. You can't have a guy batting behind Soto who is an automatic out right now because you need to protect Soto. You can't do it. Put Stanton third. Do not put Aaron Judge third right now. You have to protect Soto. Doesn't make sense to me. Does not make sense to me. Tonight, Brian says, is must win in my opinion. It's not a must win in game 3. There are no must wins in game 3, but I get the point. All right? I get the point, but it's not a must win. Come on. It's not even Halloween yet. All right? James wants to know, what do I think of Richardson saying he was tired, the Colts quarterback? Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing surprises me anymore. Did you see the end of the Washington-Chicago game? I did a rant on this today too, which, by the way, didn't get many views compared to what I'm talking about. Did you watch what happened with Tyreek Stevenson of the Chicago Bears, the cornerback? I personally would have cut him in the locker room. I would have called his agent and said he's not accompanying the team home on the airplane, and he is no longer a part of my football team. He would not have been on my airplane flying home. I would have cut him. I would have cut him. There's no way in the world he's getting on my team plane and flying back. You are that self-absorbed, that unprofessional. And by the way, to Stevenson's credit, he came out and apologized on social media after the game, and I respect him for doing so. And I think it was a sincere apology, but I'm sorry. You just lost a football game for my team because you were more concerned about taunting the crowd at the game in Washington than you were about playing football. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, it is bad. When you're the quarterback of a football team and you come out of the game because you're tired, yeah, that's a real problem. It's awful. Grant would have sent him on a Greyhound. It wouldn't have mattered to me if he had chartered his own jet. It wouldn't have mattered. I understand the point you're trying to make, but he wouldn't have been on my plane flying home. I would have cut him. All right? I would have cut him. There's no way in the world I'm keeping him on my roster. I don't care who you are. That is one of the most unprofessional things in terms of letting a team down that I've seen in a long time. All right? Incredible. Looking forward to your watch parties when the Kings make the playoffs. Well, yeah, we'll see. As you said, we'll see. I would like to do that. You know, when the Kings were the 3rd seed, and that was so much fun during the playoffs. Rhino and I going to different venues around Sacramento. It was great. That was a lot of fun. So we'll see. Got to make the playoffs first. Can't make the playoffs without any wins, though. I do know that. I'm not a very bright guy, unlike Zach, who's going to get his master's. I don't have my master's. I do have my master's in common sense, though. And I actually have a very high degree in common sense. I don't have a high degree in anything else, but in terms of common sense, I think I'm very well educated. Thoughts on the 49ers Cowboys game? Defensively, the Cowboys without Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, that's a real problem. They need Parsons back on the field greatly, and they're just not the same team. They can't get off the field when they have to because Parsons is such a dynamic player. You're not winning with Dak Prescott as your quarterback. Again, the final drive, Fred Warner should have intercepted that pass. You know, he had 2 other interceptions in the game. He's not going to win for you in a big spot. He will look great at times. You know, he actually had a really impressive 4th quarter. And then that final drive did not. But as long as Jerry Jones is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, you're never winning. So that's my thoughts. As far as the 49ers go, that was a pretty much for them. I don't want to know. Must win, big win, call it whatever you want. They get McCaffrey back after the bye. So I don't think they're Super Bowl bound this year. I don't think they're as good as last year, especially without Ayuk now for the year. Pearsall, though, he looked good. Good to see him on the field. Good to see him on the field. That was really good, you know? That was really good. Tell you what else is really good. Bennett's, whether it is Sacramento, Roseville, or the West Side Grill in Rockland. Prime seafood and steak at Bennett's. They are great. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com, make a reservation or more. Don't forget about their happy hours daily, 2 to 6, sips and taste, the weekend brunch. Again, go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com to make a reservation and more. Hey, Sunrise Landing, Calusa's newest residential community. And if you go to CalusaSunrise.com, you can check out their various models. Remember, no Mellorews, no homeowners, adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club, good access to the major arteries like I-5. Just go to CalusaSunrise.com. That's CalusaSunrise.com, and you can check out Sunrise Landing. Who do you like? Well, you like the Steelers tonight, right? Is there any way the Giants win this game tonight? Not with Andrew Thomas, their left tackle, who's out for the year. You saw what happened when he wasn't on the lineup last week. They could only score a field goal. The Giants got some real issues here. Real issues. I think they got some. They're in trouble. They are definitely in trouble. All right. Again, a rant with Grant. If you want to check out my rant and you have an idea for me, then let me know. A rant with Grant. Be more than happy to do it for you. All right. A rant with Grant. And if not, I'll save it for you for tonight when I do the Kings and the Blazers. Can you imagine if the Kings lose this game tonight? Oh, my God. Wow. Can you imagine if they lose to Portland? Portland, by the way, is not chopped liver. You know, I know they won their first game yesterday, but they almost beat New Orleans on Friday. They got blown out by the Warriors in the opener, but your Kings better be ready to play tonight. No excuses. And we saw how many times the Kings lost to bad teams last year. And I don't even know if I would classify Portland as a bad team right now. I have to see them play 10 or 15 games. I mean, I don't think that they're a playoff team, but I got to watch them play. Could you imagine the Boo Birds out tonight if the Kings are playing poorly? Oh, gosh. Hitting the road for 4 games. And then again, you're taking on a Jazz team tomorrow that also is looking for their first win. And if they lose tonight in Dallas, they return home with their season already shaky with a loss tomorrow. They would be 0-4. Very difficult to play catch-up in the Western Conference. I know it's only October, but come on. Be a bad way to start the season for Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz. Don't forget tonight, pregame show, Rhino. Yes. Halftime show, Jerry Reynolds. Post-game show, we got you covered. World Series, Yankees, Dodgers. Yanks have to win, and they got to win probably all 3, but they definitely have got to win tonight, or this is going to be a very quick series. I think Aaron Boone is a so-so manager. I've never been a fan of Aaron Boone as a manager. I just don't have a lot of confidence in him. He doesn't manage the game by feel like too many other managers. You know, taking Garrett Cole out just because he gave up a hit when he was rolling in game 1 made absolutely 0 sense. His use of the bullpen didn't make sense. I mean, I've never been an Aaron Boone fan as manager, but to his credit, he's got the team in the World Series, and I'm not counting out the Yankees just yet. They're more than capable of, going on a run here and winning several games. But I don't think they're capable if they don't get Aaron Judge going. That's for sure. Hey, we're also brought to you by EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined. This is a long overdue new concept. And EDH Motors has no obligation to any franchise or big corporation. Just 2 people, David and Adam, trying to do something different and better. Now, they offer new vehicle brokerage. They also offer vehicle consignments where they sell your vehicle for you. And, of course, they can buy your car and sell pre-owned vehicles. Hey, you'll take delivery at their Auto Lounge in El Dorado Hills. And if you want more information, you go to info@edhmotors.com. And not only will you take delivery at their Auto Lounge in the El Dorado Hills Town Center, you don't have to go to a dealership. You don't deal with all the pressure. You're not going to get pushed into the F&I office. Again, EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined. Just go to info@edhmotors.com. All right. And again, don't forget, we have got all your Kings coverage coming your way tonight. Talking about being a big supporter of Kyle Shanahan. He's got to win a Super Bowl. He's got to win a Super Bowl. He's almost, he's almost Andy Reid, almost, before Andy Reid won a Super Bowl, and now look at Andy Reid. So you have to get that first olive out of the jar. That's for sure. Do I think that the Kings need to get another wing defender to compete for a championship? To compete for a championship, they need a lot more than a wing defender. But that would be a start. I think the Steelers will win tonight. I don't think the Giants' offense can score enough to win. So there you have it, Peter. Steelers, Giants. Who am I picking? I hope I'm wrong. Actually, I hope I'm right. I want the Giants to lose every game so they can get a chance at a decent pick. That's they need a new quarterback. Not that that's the only problem with that team, but they definitely have to go in a different direction. That's for sure. So I think the Steelers win this game tonight, and I think they win it comfortably. Hey, if you have any plumbing issues, you need repairs, don't forget about New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. You go to sackserviceplumbing.com or call that number on your screen. New Works Plumbing, they're available around the clock 24/7 for all of your plumbing needs and repairs. Again, just go to sackserviceplumbing.com. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. All right, we are rolling right along here with Jay. Jay, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How you doing today, Grant?
I'm good, buddy. Let me put you up on the screen here. There you go. How are you?
Good. So I want to ask you, from a coaching perspective, what is your game plan tonight, specifically for tonight? Not what we've seen for the past 2 games, but tonight, what is the game plan?
That's a fabulous question. I'm looking for the consistency tonight that I did not see. That's not a game plan, but that's the first thing I'm looking for. You know, that fourth quarter the other night was absolutely dreadful. That's a really good question, what my game plan is. I know I'm better than Portland, Jay. I mean, I got to be honest. If I'm Mike Brown, I know my team is better. And I'm just telling my guys, listen, just go out and do your job. Just go out and do your job. Go out and do what you know how to do. And I want to see less ISO ball, and I want the ball moving to side more. I want to see a better flow offensively. I think I would probably start there. What about you?
Well, looking at the other team and what they've done, like you said, we're a better team, but you can't go into any game just thinking that, oh, this is going to be handed to us. You have to earn every single win. But I called Rhino earlier today, and I told him my game plan is step number 1, Jeremy Grant will be like Hannibal Lecter tonight in a straitjacket and something around his mouth.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he cannot eat. He cannot score more than 18 points tonight. I said you almost have to have a box and one strategy, not necessarily the box formation on around the high elbow and block. Obviously, you want to do a regular man-to-man around the perimeter. Whoever he is being guarded by, and I would assume it'd be Keegan Murray, I would tell Keegan his defensive assignment is to don't help over if Jeremy is open. Like, let's say he's open on the wing and Anfree Simons or Scoot Henderson, whatever point guard has the ball, don't deny ball and man. Just stay on your man. Like, I want you following this guy wherever he goes. And I say that because we have the better team. If he scores 30 points tonight, because he's done that so far. He scored 28 the night before.
Yeah, he's on a roll. Yeah.
Yeah, and 34 their opening night. If he scores 30 tonight, we lose this game. I don't care if you take Scoot Henderson and he scores 30, or Anfree Simons, whatever the guy's name is, and he scores 30.
Simons, yep.
Yeah, if those two score 30, cool. They don't have enough firepower on the bench to score another 60 points like the Kings do. They're not going to be able to put up 120 like we can. But if you start adding Jeremy Grant, 26, 27, 28 points, starts getting a lot closer to that point differential you don't want to be at. So he's going to be Jeremy, and Keegan's going to be Jeremy's shadow tonight.
All right, what about DeAndre Ayton? Because he's like a box of chocolates.
The only thing I'd worry about with him is the rebounding. I'm not worried about his offensive presence.
Okay. I was just asking because he's a guy to me that is so puzzling, because sometimes I watch him play and I'm like, wow. And then other games I watch him play and I'm like, I didn't even know he was on the floor.
Exactly, yeah. His offensive presence isn't – I mean, a good night for him offensively would be, let's just say, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, 18 points maybe.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, like, cool. But I know Sabonis can hold his own down there with him. Donovan Clingan, people are bringing him up. I don't really see anything right now in his career. I mean, it's his 3rd game as an NBA player. He's probably only going to play 10 minutes, if that. Alex Len right now is a better player than him. So I like I said, it's the difference for Portland is Jeremy Grant, because he's going to be that guy to bail them out. He's the veteran right there. He's been in the league for a little bit, and we're going to have to stop him. If we can stop, or if we can give him a tough night, we give the Trailblazers a tough night.
No way the Kings should lose this game, Jay. I think we can agree on that. Regardless of what Mike Brown's game plan is, the Kings are a better team. They're deeper. They're at home. They're heading out on the road tomorrow to start a 4-game trip. They have to figure out a way to win this game, no matter how they have to do it.
Yeah, they do. They have the cards in their hands right now. They have every advantage you would want. In theory, we talked about the back-to-backs, and yeah, normally that's a factor, but it's still early on in the season, so the season fatigue, isn't really kicked in, especially for these older guys. But they are on a back-to-back still, and we're at home, and we need this win at home, because the road trip is, first of all, the road trip is a back-to-back road trip for the first game, so you're flying out tonight probably.
Yeah.
Utah.
That's not a big deal. The Jazz are in Dallas tonight, so there's no advantage there. The Jazz are playing in Dallas tonight.
Okay, and then they have to fly. Okay, well, okay, yeah. But, I mean, you're still going on that 4-game trip, and we definitely have to – I want to string together some wins, and I'm glad –
I wouldn't worry about tomorrow night's game until tonight around 9:30.
Yeah, no.
Here's why I say that. If the Jazz lose tonight in Dallas, and I expect them to, they're going to be 0-3 coming home for a big game, right? So, and again, maybe the Jazz beat Dallas, but I'm projecting them to lose tonight. Then all of a sudden, you're taking on a team that's kind of desperate early in the season for a win. It's not a great situation. So, but you better win the game tonight first, Jay.
Exactly. That's why I said I haven't really thought about a game plan. Obviously, you have, Lauri Markkanen and Clarkson and Collins who can go out there and do some damage, but I'm worried about tonight's game plan, and that's stopping Jeremy Grant from giving him the toughest night he can. And I think that's really going to be the key here. They don't have enough firepower. So,
good hearing from you, Jay. I hope you enjoy the game, and we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
I hope I enjoy it too, because if it was, I hope it's not an eyesore or on the verge of a panic attack by my heart racing when it's, guys are freaking going on 21-0 runs and stuff.
I know.
Whatever.
Take care, buddy.
I didn't know they let pets or animals on the court last time on the Laker game. They let a goat out there. LeBron, they let it go. All you heard was bad.
Yeah. 22 years, still going strong. He's a marvel, isn't he? He's unbelievable.
Yeah. That was crazy. All right. I hope you enjoy the game. Are you going to watch the World Series too, or?
Yeah, I'll watch both games at the same time.
All right. Yeah, me too. My girlfriend is a huge Dodger fan, so she'll be wanting to see that. So.
All right.
Take
care, buddy.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, good stuff there from Jay. And we will now tell you that we're going to take a little break. Rhino with the pregame show coming up in a little bit. Halftime with Jerry Reynolds, postgame show. So it's a busy Monday right here on If You Don't Like That. Talk to you soon, everybody. Thanks for joining me here on our Open Forum Monday. Bye-bye now.